1 in 3 people over the age of 64 will fall and have a serious injury. If an older person falls, of course, there is a greater risk of maybe breaking a bone. If a younger person, even a person in their 60s falls and breaks a bone, there's a more of an opportunity for them to recover from that. Whereas if it's somebody in their 80s or 90s, of course, the recovery time is going to be a little bit harder and more dramatic. The other factor that influences anybody as they get a little bit older are vision problems, other neurological deficits that may influence recovery time or balance even after the fall, possible medications that you're taking that might also influence that recovery time and a second fall. So there's a lot of things to consider when you're working with older people with balance, or even if you are older and you're concerned about your balance. One of the things that everyone here wants is to learn how to fall down properly. And I know that that's in the literature a lot. If you're teaching older adults, teach them how to fall. But in that split second when you start to fall, even if you know how to fall, you may not, tuck your head and roll so that you fall on your shoulder or your hip. Most people will fall with their hands first, so then they have problems with their wrist, or they fall backwards and hit their head. So there's a lot of issues with falling. The recommendation, of course, if you start to fall, is to lower your center of gravity. If you think about skiers, snow skiers, or athletes that are at risk of falling down or fall down during their events, they'll bring their center of gravity lower by tucking everything in, and their limbs aren't as close, so less injuries to the joints, and bringing their head down, so less likely to hit your head. And then kind of roll so that you land on your shoulder or maybe your rear end where it's a little more padded. And I'm really, really excited about the amount of research that's talking about the benefits of exercise. And sometimes I read articles and I think, how can someone read this and not want to go exercise, not want to do something? Articles are saying that exercise improves cardiovascular fitness, cardiovascular health, muscular strength and endurance, bone density, all the things that we know about exercise, but also just improves overall well-being. I read an article a couple weeks ago that was in Time magazine that if they could bottle what the benefits of exercise, it would be a great pill, but it would probably be super expensive because it would be one of those pills that everybody could take.